Hi, this week we put another truck into service. In this video, I'll show what we consider before putting a semi-truck on the road, including the state and federal requirements, the paperwork that rides along with the truck, prepping the truck itself, and stick around to roll with us for a ride-along on the truck's first load. You see trucks on the road every day on the highways carrying everything needed for a comfortable modern life. To get those trucks road ready, there's a lot of prep work that goes into it. Truck drivers are trusted with 20 tons of goods from many different types of businesses. Rolls of paper, packaging, finished product, and even the packaging that the packaging sits on, pallets. It all has value and could do a lot of damage as it moves down the road at 60 miles per hour, so it's crucial to show your driver and the truck they command are safe as possible to avoid any issues, or in a worst case scenario is financially capable of covering damages if an accident is not avoidable. After hours on the phone with state and federal agencies, filling out forms that must be mailed in like it's 1988, and paying for all the required taxes, fees, and insurance needed for safe and responsible transit, it's important to be able to show a DOT officer in an instant that you spent all of those time and financial resources. How do we do that? Paperwork. Lots of paperwork. In the truck, we organize and prepare a copy of the driver's CDL, the driver's medical certificate, the ELD manual, ELD retrieval instruction card, the truck registration, trailer registration, inspection documents, bill of lading for the cargo in the trailer, receipts from the trip, proof of insurance, the International Fuel Tax Agreement. You also have to carry a driver qualification file. At Rollsy, we keep both the digital and physical copies in the truck for the driver to produce in case they get stopped and asked for by a Department of Transportation official. Some of the digital information needed is recorded while the driver is delivering loads. This is recorded from an electronic logging device, or an ELD. Here's a look at how that system is put into service.
So these are actually units from Samsara. This is going to track all the information from the truck computer as well as clock information. A lot of ELDs do that now. I think that Samsara actually has an opportunity though to go a lot further than most of the current ELDs, and they have an open API. So that means that back at the office, I can start bringing this data into my own database and then start making decisions based off what the truck is doing, information from the HOS, information from fuel levels and things like that. The system also comes with a camera. This has both a road-facing camera as well as a driver-facing camera, and we'll mount that here in a second. The system comes with a wiring harness, and you can see here that it has two different ends. One end goes directly into the OBD2 sensor, or the semi-truck equivalent of an OBD2 sensor, and then the other one is going to poke back through where the original adapter came from, so that when the DOT wants to plug into my ELD, they can do that through the system. So that's why you have sort of the pigtail here. And since I'm connected into the truck, I can go ahead and connect into the brain. So pretty easy. It's only one way to do it. And as I connect it here, see there will be a light that turns on. Okay, the light is orange. And it's doing some checks right now. That light's gonna turn green in just a couple of minutes here. And now it's green. So the camera is actually just connected via USB. You can see here, that's just a normal USB, probably USB 2.0 or something like that, since this is camera data. The nice thing about these Samsara units is they actually incorporate artificial intelligence. So they can actually do some facial tracking, so that if the driver is looking down at their cell phone or just taking their eyes off the road, falling asleep, things like that, this will actually send them a warning or give them a little tone to have them make sure they're paying attention.
I want to pause here to acknowledge that drivers that have been around for a long time often cringe at the idea of a camera being on the road with them. Many drivers are in the role purely for independence, but from a fleet owner perspective, I'm assuming a lot of risk in trusting an employee with the truck and hoping they make good decisions so that they don't put me out of business. There have been technologies around for years that have tried to mitigate some of that risk. Speed governors, automatic braking systems, engine idle cutoffs so that drivers don't waste fuel idling, or sensors that report back risks like harsh braking or hard corners or hard accelerations. I think the camera system is far more accurate and better for both the driver and the owner. If there's a hard brake, I can just look for myself and see why. If there was some speeding, I can see if there was an overtake that would have been more dangerous with a speed-governed truck. We're seeing these systems used in fleets, and we'll definitely be seeing more of them. At Rollsy, we're going to continue to leverage any technology that keeps our drivers and the motoring public safer, as well as reduces our business risk.
So I'm just holding this on here, making sure that I get a really good seal. If the driver is parking for the night, taking some sleeper berth time, obviously I don't need to see that. I want to see what's happening while the vehicle's in motion. So there is a cover here for this, for the camera unit. Some shippers are going to actually not allow cameras within their facility, maybe a government facility or some ports. So this is going to snap up over the camera, and it's bright orange to remind the driver that that's there when it's time to get back out on the road. I'm bringing our Samsara unit back, and I'm going to go ahead and plug in our USB into the Samsara unit, and that will connect our camera. So our camera's live now. This is the computer of the system. It's communicating now with the Samsara servers as well as my dashboard. And so I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tuck it up inside here. Replace my trim, replace my fuse box cover, and we're done.
So that covers the inside, but what about the outside? The different markings and stickers you see are also regulated. You've probably seen business names, gross vehicle weights, DOT numbers, MC numbers, city and state of the truck's home base, maybe a Kentucky number if the truck travels through that state, or a California number. But the only information that the Department of Transportation actually mandates are business name, DOT number, preceded by the letters USDOT, and the unit number, or in our case, the unit name.
I learned that magnetic signs are not going to stick to these doors. So I'm really hoping that this double-sided foam tape is going to stick a lot better.
Just like your car, it's also necessary to have license plates and tabs to show that your vehicle is registered and that you pay your state taxes. You also need to have a sticker that shows that your vehicle has been inspected and is roadworthy. Another sticker and another process. There is an annual inspection that needs to happen every year, as well as a plan in place for maintaining your truck. We work with a national maintenance provider that has locations all over our routes, so that drivers can easily call for roadside assistance or get to a shop quickly if they have issues out on the road. We also have a quarterly inspection just to keep our trucks in showroom quality. With all of our regulations covered, background checks complete, inspections done, and fuel topped off, we're ready to move some freight. For this first load, we moved a load from Convoy. They are really easy to get set up with and have lots of shipments. We weren't scheduled to pick up our own trailer for Secretariat until a little later today, so we decided to snag a power-only load. So Convoy actually provided a trailer for us. This load was a nice, easy one to stretch out the legs of our newest driver and our recently in-serviced truck. Just down the road and about 18.5 tons, so we didn't need to worry about stopping at a weigh station or balancing the load too much. This load was a trailer full of pallets. We went in, grabbed the BOL, and found out which trailer we should hook up to. The original trailer wasn't quite ready yet, so the shipper gave us a different one. We hooked it up, and boy was it squeezed in there tight. The tandems are usually moved all the way to the back, so when the forklift drives in and out of the trailer while it's loading, it's fully supported and safe. But that position makes the pivot point of the trailer a little awkward and the balance of the load a little too heavy on a tractor, so we moved the tandems up a bit, and now we're on the road. So we get to the drop-off facility, take a quick break while they unload, and we're off again. Now to drop off this empty trailer. Costco needed this one, so we went to drop it off, and the guys asked if we wouldn't mind backing it up to the door. We have to put it somewhere, right? With our first load under our belt, we can go grab a new trailer. I think we got a good one. Back to the yard and ready for another day. Thanks again for rolling with us on this ride along. If you enjoyed it, feel free to roll with us on this channel, and until next time, keep the shiny side up.